Hello, my friend. It's been a while, but here we are with a summertime girl chat. We are going to be talking today just about all the things, catching up. I hope you've had an amazing summer. This is going to be a great episode to listen to maybe while you're driving, you're on a walk, folding laundry. We're just two besties sitting down, catching up and talking about what is going on because summer is my favorite time of year, and being a mom and a business owner and all of the things that we carry, I just really want this episode to be like two friends sitting down, having a conversation about what's up, what's going on. I'm going to share some things that have been really helpful for me this summer, and also some other ways where I have dropped the ball because we can't juggle it all at the same time perfectly. But I'll never forget when I was at a leadership conference, I was listening to a speaker and he talked about how we're all juggling all of these different balls, right? Like we all have these different things that are going on in our lives. And some of the balls that we juggle are rubber, and some of the balls that we juggle are glass. And the ones that are glass are the ones that are most important to us. Those ones where if we drop them, there would be more of a shatter than the rubber balls where we could really just pick it back up. It's not that serious. And at the beginning of the summer, I really thought about what are my glass balls that I juggle and what are the ones that are rubber that I can let go of and they can bounce away for a little bit and I can pick them back up when I want to and have them in my rotation. So we're going to be talking about a little bit of an update. Let me just dive into it. It's been a while since I've been behind the mic, so we might get a little rambly today. Welcome to Living in Sync. This is a wellness and lifestyle podcast for ladies in their 30s. We've got a lot going on, and on this show, we're going to talk about it all. I'm your host, Joelle. If you're into health, wellness, fitness, beauty, fashion, business, career, time management hacks, organization, girl chats, goal setting, mom things, and everything in between, I hope this show supports you in whatever you need today. Let's dig into today's episode. Okay, my friends, I'm just gonna start off by saying at the time of recording this, it's totally been forever since I've been behind the mic. I've been behind the scenes of other people being behind the mic because work has just been really great in that sense and essence of I love sitting down and diving into my clients' episodes. And then I've got some creative juices flowing on the back end of things with a program that'll be coming for podcasters in the fall, which I'm really, really excited about. But let's just update on summer. It's the end of July. August is my birthday month. My birthday being the middle of August has always been that time where I'm reflecting on what has this year been like. I actually do this practice every year on my birthday that's, I'm turning 35. So I'll write down 34 things that I loved about 34 and 35 things I'm looking forward to being 35. And it's one of those things where I just do the activity. It's a good reflection and look back at the year. And, when it comes to life and how life lifes, there's really no way you can look back and be like, 34 huge things happened this year, because life is not like that. Life is meant to be lived in the mundane things. And so one of the big things that helps me do this is my camera roll, my calendar, my planner, various things like that. But I've done this since I was I think I started doing this when I was 23 or 24 years old. And obviously when I was turning 24, it was 23 things I loved about 23, 24 things about crazy. I've been doing this for almost a decade now. But that's not what we're talking about today. We were talking about a summer update and kind of recapping on that. But I I know everybody says like, "Oh my gosh, it's so busy." And I was talking to somebody at the park about this, and I'm like, "It's been busy, but it's been busy with the things that I want to be busy with." I have an episode called Intentionally Busy because I really do think life is so much more fun and fulfilling when it is full, when there is activities and socialization and you getting out into the physical world instead of just being at home, being on social media, or in the TV, whatever it is. I really think like an intentionally busy life is more fulfilling than what the opposite is. So we've been busy, but it's been with those intentional things. June was a lot of activities, kind of getting into the rhythm and routine of what summer is going to be, with my kids going to day camp care 3 days a week. And then they're home with me 2 days a week during the work week. So that was just a delicate dance of like, okay, and obviously in June, every mom is like, oh, let's go do this fun thing and let's go to that place and get that thing done. And we really have tackled a lot of the things on our summer bucket list. But June was just filled with activities. I love living in a small town in the Midwest because the kids can try any and all activities. I've got one kid that's all about it, one that's kind of not so into it and not so sure, but I really think group activities and organized sports is so good for kids. I didn't start them too early. I remember seeing others starting their kids in soccer or whatever sport, when they were like 3 years old. I really think this 6-year-old, depending on the personality of your child, is a really good range for them to just start and try something and see if they're into it. And if they're not, at least they've gotten some energy and activity out. So we've been doing the activities. Those have come to a wrap. That was the gist of June. I was working and we were going to activities. That's what we did in all of June. And like when I reflect back on that, I'm like, it was awesome. July was really about, once again, a lot of activities, but also family time. With the 4th of July, we have my second birthday, so he turned 6 this July. We go to my husband's hometown every July for their, small town activity day. And it's really nice. It's really nice. And on this trip, we were able to just spend time with a lot of family members and stop by and see people. And I know that was just very, very meaningful for my husband. And we took the pontoon out with my parents in July a handful of times. That's one thing we probably haven't done as much as we wanted to, is taking the pontoon out. But June is just so crazy with activities. The weather wasn't the greatest. So hopefully August we will be taking the pontoon out more. That's kind of our plan of things. But we have crossed a lot of things off on our summer bucket list, and it has been really cool to spend time with friends and family. We have a really amazing local friend group. We've got to spend time with them, and we've got other things on the calendar to be hanging out with them. And it's just people, even I'm an introvert, you guys. Like, I am for sure a big, huge introvert. And I gave birth, my firstborn is total extrovert. Like, we get home from hanging out with people and he's like, can I go see more people? Can I go see more people? When am I going to go over to so-and-so's house? But being around amazing, awesome, incredible people, it fills the soul. It really, truly does. And even introverts need to extrovert from time to time and get our restoration where we can. But people and being out in your community, like, that has just been the best part of this summer. Workouts have been really going great for me. I've been doing a mix of everything. I've been doing a mix of walking a lot, cycling, weights, Pilates, bar, stretching. I've been doing a lot of really great workouts. And each day I'm really just kind of evaluating, what does my body feel like doing? If I'm stiff and sore, then I'll focus on a walk and stretching. If I feel like, oh, I want to listen to my music and I want to just like get some good cardio in on the bike, I haven't been running. I know I talked to you guys about the running tips. I haven't been running because you guys, it straight up hurts. Like, it straight up hurts. I need to get in a better cardiovascular rhythm and routine. Okay, I've been running at least once a week, but the furthest distance I've gone is 3.5 miles. So that's why I've been cycling more, is to build up that cardiovascular. But I've been so proud of myself this summer that I have not let my body dictate what I do. Like, I go to the pool with my kids, I go to the lake with my kids, I get in the water, I'm doing the fun things, and I'm putting on the shorts, I'm wearing the tank tops, because I'm just like, I'm 35. Like, my body is not going to hold me back. I'm not going to be self-conscious of it anymore. And I think me doing rapid resolution therapy around this spring has really been what's made it so when I'm, putting on a swimsuit on the 4th of July, I'm like, this is the swimsuit I'm wearing. Okay, I've got a swimsuit. I've got this. I've got that. I'm not over analyzing like, oh, but I look like this and this is what blah, blah, blah. No, I'm just like, I really think rapid resolution therapy helped me just release that, especially the debilitating part of it, where I was not wanting to go out on the pontoon with the kids and this, that, and the other thing. But yeah, working out has just been mostly, once again, seeing it as longevity. I've seen the decline of health in others and family members, and not even like, just, it has nothing to do with weight, because I have family members that are very thin and the strength isn't there, or the cardio isn't there. Like, they have limitations based off that. Others have limitations for other things. And just for me, I'm like, I want to be well-rounded. I want to have mobility and strength and flexibility and cardiovascular. Like, I'm doing all of it, not for aesthetics, but for longevity. I remember I was having a conversation with somebody and she was like, well, if you really want to like slim and trim down, and didn't say the word skinny, but really was talking about getting back to being skinny. It was like a conversation on doing something in one way. And I'm like, I am not going to do that, because I still very much see the value in my bones and in my muscles to do heavy strength training. But yes, I could look at what components could help me achieve a more well-rounded, optimal lifestyle for what I want to see myself living like in 10, 20, 30 years from now. Like, that's where I'm taking my approach to working out and even eating and nutrition wise. I've been doing so good, you guys, with protein and produce. I make sure every meal is packed with protein and produce. I'm starting out my day with my protein coffee. That's one of my favorite things that I'll be talking about here at the end of the episode. And a bowl of meat. Like, I know that's gone viral on TikTok because Lauren Bostic talks about it, but having ground beef, sauerkraut, pickles, and having something like that in the middle of the day has helped me have sustainable energy and not have those afternoon carb sugar cravings. Oh my gosh, I literally have been like, I've heard Lauren Bostic talk about this for so long, and I don't know why I didn't do it, because for me, it's always been that 3 o'clock where I'm standing in the pantry and, I'm grabbing the Oreos, I'm grabbing the crackers, I'm grabbing the this, the that, the chips, and that when I have a bowl of ground beef, sauerkraut, pickles, sometimes I put green beans in it, sometimes I'll have a side of like carrots or whatever. And I just have that very much like bland, simple meal, but I'm really starting to enjoy it. I know I've seen people do hot sauce on it. Sometimes I do ketchup and mustard. Sometimes I just do a little bit of barbecue sauce. Sometimes I use the general, like a Chinese restaurant inspired sauce that I just keep in the fridge. I get it at Aldi. But protein and produce, my friends, it's not that you have to only eat protein and produce. And I'm eating more fruit than I ever have. I'm having about 2-3 servings of fruit a day, and I am feeling so good. I have noticed so much more energy since eating more fruit again. And I come from the bodybuilding background of, like, I thought half a banana was too much sugar, bad, like too many calories. And then when I literally, once again, was starting to track my food, I'm like, okay, this bowl of strawberries I've been avoiding. This bowl of watermelon I've been avoiding. But then my brain goes, oh, okay, well, I'm going to go into the pantry and have those things. Makes no sense when you sit down and you're like, oh, logically, makes no sense. But that has been really good for me eating for my energy. I did do blood work, you guys, and I got the results of that blood work. I'm on a new supplement stack, and I explained all of that on my Patreon. So I did a girl chat on my Patreon last week, I believe it was. So you can go check that out if you want to. What I found is I've always been somebody that's been really good at taking supplements, but guess what? I've been taking the wrong supplements. When I saw the blood work and what I really need support with, I was like, oh, so yes, I'm taking supplements, but I'm not taking the ones that I need to support the deficiencies or the various things going on in my body. So if you're wondering about my chat on the blood work results and what my supplement stack is, you can go to my Patreon. It's $5 a month for extra content and extra episodes. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, with working from home has been hard with 2 kids and 2 very active boys. And I also don't want them to be like, yes, they have their screen time, and my second is way more into the screen time than my firstborn. My oldest will go outside and just like play basketball, go for a bike ride, do that kind of stuff. Whereas if my 6-year-old is not on a screen, he tends to be like, mom, 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 mom. And with podcast producing, like, it's active listening, and it's really hard to task switch. And so I just want to be honest about that, and solidarity to all of the working moms and the stay-at-home moms that have their kids out home this summer. Like, I've talked to all of my friends, and they've been talking about, just like kids at each other, kids fighting. And I want to remind you of one of my favorite books, Sibling Rivalry. And I can't remember who it's by, but I'll put it in the show notes. But the book is called literally Sibling Rivalry, and it is one of my favorite books. For whatever reason, I don't know why. I think it's maybe just our innate personalities, but my brother and I growing up had a lot of sibling rivalry, and it even has been something that's been hard to shake in our adult years. And I became conscious of it really when I became a parent, and I was like, why do we do this? Why have we always done this? Like, what the heck is wrong with us? So sorry to our parents, because how annoying are we? Like, it's so normal, right? But if there's any sort of guidance, that book, Sibling Rivalry, is super, super helpful. Now I'm going to end the episode with just a ramble of a handful of my favorite things from this summer. And a couple of them are like viral products that I saw everybody talking about on like Instagram and TikTok, and I tried them out, and I'm going to tell you, I love them. The first one is the Glimmer hair mask. Now, Glimmer is spelt without the E, so Glimmr. I don't know if I can find a link for you guys on this, but I'll put in the show notes what it's called. Like, it's the 12 nutrient hair mask. I'll put it in the show notes, and then you could pop it into Google or TikTok shop. I think the best price point to get it at is in the TikTok shop. but I have been using this mask once/twice a week. I absolutely love it. I can see a difference already. I think I got it about a month ago. It's worth the hype. The second one is the Ilia Super Serum. So what I have been doing is just moisturizing my face in the morning, using this serum because it's like a nice skin tint serum. And then I don't like a really, really glowy face where it looks like you've been sweating all day. So I do put a little bit of powder over that. And then I do a little eyeshadow mascara, and that is all I am doing for my makeup in the summer. And with the Ilia products, they're very clean. They also are nourishing for the skin, kind of like the CC cream from It Cosmetics. Like the premise of it is not only is it a good product, but it's also really good for your skin. And that is for sure worth the hype. The book I've been reading is called The Millionaire of Nazareth, and trust and believe, I'm going to have an episode on this on Patreon because I'm in the chapter talking about the Lord's Prayer, and really it's a deep dive. This one chapter, there's so much more to the book, but where I'm at right now that I'm like oozing, loving so much is talking about the Lord's Prayer and the prosperity that God wants us to have. And I'm going to have an episode coming out about building a business, being a mom, goodbye to the girl boss identity that I once had. And I really think like I started out this summer focusing on like, how does God define success? And I thought God was going to lead me to this place and space. And I've been studying Jeremiah, this place and space of being like, it doesn't matter, who cares? Like, and well, the Millionaire of Nazareth isn't saying like having lots of money and lots of things is what God defines as success. It's still giving me a definition of how God wants us to live. And that isn't the way that the world says and the girl boss identity tells you to. It's more of a peaceful and plenty mindset versus a more. Oh my gosh, I'm going to do a whole nother podcast episode on this where it's like, I'm not living with the thought of like, I know I'm made for more. I hear female entrepreneurs say that all the time, and I don't think that is a bad thing at all. But when you have the realization of like, I was made for more than just fill in the blank, but then you keep going and thinking that there's always more, you're missing out on the thy will be done that is right in front of you right now in your own life. Like, this is what you're made for. So I'm not living for being made for more and going for more. I'm living for the right now. And the Millionaire of Nazareth has helped me do that. I talked about the swimsuit that I got off Amazon. So it is definitely a nice mom suit. You can wear this out and about with the kids. It's a 2-piece high-waisted swimsuit. What I also love about it is the top doesn't have like a clasp, so I'm never worried about the clasp becoming undone. It's very flattering. It fits really, really well. I actually have it in 3 colors now because I'm like, oh, no matter what, I feel comfortable and confident in this swimming suit. I bought 3 colors. I'll link that for you guys as well. And then starting out my day with protein coffee. So I just take cold brew coffee. I used to buy the Stoke brand, the STOK brand, but then I realized my coffee maker has a cold brew setting. So once a week, I just brew in my own coffee pot. I press the cold brew setting. You can buy it, whatever. And then I do the coffee ice, and then I use milk, protein powder, and creatine. And I mix that together with a frother until the powders have blended in with the milk. I pour that over the cold brew. This is extra, but I top it with the Flavor God buttery cinnamon roll sprinkle, and it is absolutely my favorite. Absolutely my favorite thing to have. And I use the Clean Simple Eats protein. We got a Ninja Creamy, and I've also been loving that. It's been really, really nice at the end of the day or in the middle, like I talked about, that 2-3 o'clock time frame for myself and the kids. Sometimes I'm like, I know we need to like eat something, but it's hot. We've been outside. I've been loving making a creamy, and it's depending on around 30 grams of protein, and then it just depends on what type of mix-ins we put in there that adds the extra calories with the mix-ins. And I feel really good about that. And the Clean Simple Eats protein and the Fairlife milk have been like the key ingredients for my protein coffee and my Ninja Creamy. I don't have a code or anything for Clean Simple Eats. I'm not affiliated with the brand. It's just I've tried the various other proteins, and the way the Clean Simple Eats and the Fairlife milk go together, and it's just absolute perfection. The next one I want to try is the macro-friendly foods. But what I do love about the Clean Simple Eats is it's grass-fed whey, and then there are digestive enzymes in the protein. And so I think this is why a lot of people who get stomach issues from whey protein find it easier on their stomach to get Clean Simple Eats. If you are somebody who's like, oh my gosh, yeah, and I used to make my protein coffee with the pre-made Fairlife chocolate. I used to use that all of the time, and I tried it, I would say middle of June, and I had some stomach issues, and I was like, oh, I did not even know that was bothering my stomach. So those are some of my favorite things that I have been absolutely obsessed with this summer. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you enjoyed catching up and chatting. If there's something that resonated with you or something that you're loving for this summer that you want me to know about, come on over to my DMs on Instagram. Share with me. I'd love to catch up with a lot of you guys there. Like, I know it's been a while. A lot of things has changed. My Instagram profile looks like beautiful and pretty and amazing. Like, shout out to my designer, Allie. I have a website. Like, I'm legit doing the business things, my friend. So a lot has happened this summer. I've been doing a lot, but like I said, I did an evaluation of what are the rubber juggling balls and what are the glass balls. And I knew the ones that I did not want to drop. I was 100% okay with letting some of the other ones fall to the side and boing, 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 boing away for a little bit. And I'll pick them back up when the capacity is there, when the energy is there, when the time is there. I love and appreciate you. Thank you for listening to the show, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye. Thank you for listening to today's episode. If you loved what you heard or you want to share your favorite episode topics, please leave a rating and review. This helps the podcast growth and gives people an idea of what the podcast is all about. Something new and exciting that I wanted to share with you before we go is that we now have a Patreon page. This has replaced the Feminine Edge collective community in a cohesive place that is easier for me to manage and cheaper for you. If you are interested in our monthly classes, exclusive day in the life vlogs, Bible studies, community Q&A, and more, go to patreon.com/livingInSync and join for just $5 a month. Check out the show notes for any links or details of things referenced in today's episode, and I look forward to chatting with you in the next one.